So this is it, my final E3 video, and of course, it is for Sony's press conference for PlayStation. So they started off talking about the PS View, PlayStation View. Get out of here. Anyway, so it started with this like group, musical group playing like this Middle Eastern kind of peaceful Zen music, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? It was really, really odd. They had this water thing behind them, which looked really cool, but man, it went on for too long. Way too long. Then they started like showing little glimpses of a game, and I was like, oh, could this be Prince of Persia? Could it actually be coming back? Of course not. Ubisoft would have mentioned it if it was. No, it was Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, which looks really, really good. It's awesome set pieces that you've come to expect, and it looks really neat. Just not much more that I can say about it than that. Mainly cutscenes, but still looks really fun. So then they went on to Horizon Zero Dawn: The Frozen Wilds. I'm guessing this is DLC. Beautiful game. Gorgeous game, as we all know. But, terrible name, though, for the game. But, this looks really cool. Looks like a cool expansion. I'm a sucker for frozen, kind of like snowy atmosphere. So, very neat. No gameplay, just like, sort of, just, you know, cinematic footage, of course. But it looks neat. Then they showed, Days Gone. Yet again, a just awful name. At the very beginning, this kind of goes in segments of my notes. I went, oh, I'm digging this. Mad Max-ish. And then I saw QuickTime events, and I went, nope, I'm out. Biker stuff is cool, but it just kind of looks like any other PlayStation game. They all look the same. Stop it. Make something that looks at least sort of different. Not so many QuickTime events, just focusing on story, which is awesome, but way too hard to where it's almost not even a game. Just not cool. It visually looks great, but I was not into it at all after that. After all that, after anything else they showed gameplay-wise, I was like, this does not look fun to play. For me, personally. If you're really into story stuff, that's what you mainly go for, you probably love it. But for me, personally, not my cup of tea. Not into it. Although it does visually look great. But I'm sick of zombies, and I'm sick of QuickTime events. Please stop. Okay, then they went on to Monster Hunter World. Great monsters. Cool, like dinosaur-like, obviously. Like super dinosaurs. Very cool. Walking around looks a little boring, and kind of like sneaking around doesn't look very fun, as it didn't in Days Gone either. But the combat looks great, and attacking the monsters and fighting them looks great, which is the thing that you're there for, so. Looks very, very cool. I might have to check that out. Okay. Then they showed the Shadow of the Colossus remake. Totally remade from the ground up. It looks fantastic. Design's always amazing. If you don't know what Shadow of the Colossus is, go check it out. This game probably won't come out till PlayStation 7, because that's these ICO games kind of happen. But anyway, then they went on to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Very excited for this. I'm always excited for Marvel vs. Capcom games. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is one of my favorite arcade games ever, even though I'm really bad at it. But, you know, it looks really cool. So, just cinematic, no gameplay at all, which makes me freaking mad. And it comes out in September. So why didn't you show gameplay? There's no way there's none to show. But whatever. Anyway, then they went on to Call of Duty World War II. I don't know if this can save Call of Duty. Last one is pretty bad. But this looks pretty good. I mean, obviously Call of Duty still sells well, but I'm just saying overall it's kind of looked down upon as a game that lost its way. So they're trying to right that ship, and it looks pretty good. It looks pretty solid, honestly. It could turn things around for Call of Duty, so let's hope so. That would be great, because Call of Duty used to be very, very good, so maybe this will be the turning point where it gets back on track. Anyway, they went into VR, diving heavy into VR. They talked about Skyrim. Very cool. I said this in the Bethesda one. I was like, oh, are they going to do Skyrim? Are they going to do Skyrim VR? Of course they are. At least for PlayStation. If that's an exclusive, that's crazy. But yeah, so they're doing Skyrim for PlayStation VR. It visually looked a little bit less than the special editions. Is that on purpose? Maybe the VR kind of goes down the graphics so it can actually run properly on VR. I don't know, but it doesn't look as good as the special editions do. So that's weird. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't personally care about VR, but I'm sure some people will. So looks very neat. Then they showed Star Child. Looks like total shit. This game looks terrible. It's like a bad Xbox Live Arcade game, is what I wrote down here. Like a platformer. Bad Xbox Live platformer. Yeah. This looks like a bad game. So, not into that at all. Looks pretty terrible. They talk about The Impatient. Looks very creepy. Not much to go off of. Just you know, cinematic stuff as well. And the crowd started looking a little bit bored at this point. A little bit like, okay, cool. And then what did they show next to get everybody's blood pumping? Monster of the Deep, Final Fantasy 15. Monster fishing. It's fishing VR. No. Then they showed Bravo Team, some game. Yet again, not enough to go off of because they didn't show very much of it. But it looks pretty bland and pretty bad as well. I don't know what, something started happening where I was like, what is going on? Why are they showing bad games? And most of it's in the VR stuff, so that's weird. Then they showed Moss. Cute little character, little mouse character. Love mice with swords. Like Mice and Mystics, the board game. If you don't know what that is, check it out. But it looks like that come to life. Looks charming. And that's pretty much it. So I'm actually kind of excited for that. I think it looks kind of neat. So Moss. Pretty neat. Then I got pretty late. It got pretty late in the day last night when I was watching this. And I was like, I wrote down it's late, but still this conference is putting me to sleep. Show Spidey. So saying it is late, but it's still making me way more tired watching this because they're not showing enough exciting things. I was like, please show me Spidey. And then they showed God of War, a.k.a. Old Man Kratos. It's essentially Logan, the movie, but with God of War. So no subtitle, I guess. It just said God of War. It's weird. But anyway, I was awakened a little bit more then after that. I was like, okay, it's kind of getting me up. It looks great. Was the Horizon character in that? Was I dreaming? Did I start like falling asleep and dreaming? The Horizon Zero Dawn character was in that, right? Anyway, yeah, it looks awesome. I almost fell asleep, but the monsters look incredible. The game looks incredible. Then I went to sleep, and then I woke back up, and I watched this. So, Detroit Become Human. Amazing trailer. Very movie quality. There's cool options for choosing different paths and stuff like that. I just don't know if I'm crazy about like playing as an android against humans. It doesn't bother me. It just like, it seems a little cheesy in a way. I don't know. But anyway, I like how after he woke up the other androids, they were still slaves just to him now instead of like humans. So that was kind of funny. I knew it was kind of tongue-in-cheek and saying like, oh look, it's just parodying itself. So neat, good story stuff. PlayStation always has great story stuff, and this is no different. It looks very cool. But the trailer started slowly getting worse. You can choose violence or pacifism, which is neat. Cool aspects. The direction is good, but it looked all quick time events, all choices. Not really playing a game. Which is cool if you're into that kind of thing. It's cool if you're into the Telltale games. I'm just not. I just want to play a game. I would rather be less game, more good gameplay. I mean, less story, more good gameplay than be more story and less gameplay. So, yeah, not for me. It looks okay, but it just looked kind of Heavy Rain-ish. If it is like Heavy Rain, I'm not interested at all. If it's just story-wise, I'm not interested at all. If it is cool gameplay, then I am interested. But just story, no thank you. Then they showed Destiny 2. I'll definitely go back in on Destiny. I was already sold on this to begin with. But anyway, I wrote down, please have custom ships you can actually pilot. Doesn't look like they do. So that sucks. I liked all the melee stuff with the sword that they showed. But it kind of looks the same. Kind of disappointed me a little bit. I wanted more. I wanted more of a new game. Then this just kind of looks like expansion-y. So, I don't know. A little weird. Then they showed Spider-Man. Finally. I wrote down, is this Spider-Man? Is this Spidey? Please? And it was. This is what makes me want to like get a PS4 Pro. Go full into PS4. I mean, I guess it's not on VR. But just like, this is a system seller for me. Personally, this is what I think is the most exciting game that's coming out. I have bias because I love Spider-Man. You can see a little Spider-Man behind me back there. But I love Spider-Man, so a little biased, but still very cool. It started to look a little bit too much like Arkham Combat, but then that was quickly erased. It just looked like that when he was kind of like hanging people upside down and doing other stuff. It just kind of looked like Arkham a little too much. But then you showed all the cool things you could do with the web. They showed one part where you could fire individually out of each of your hands, which I was like, can you actually control your hands individually? Because that's amazing if you can do that. The web swinging looks good. They did not say if the web swinging like automatically takes you off of the web or if you can hold on forever. Because if you can hold on forever, that's what we all wanted. Hasn't been that way since Spider-Man 2. Yeah, that's how far we're going back. Spider-Man 2, when the movie came out. The movie game for Spider-Man 2. Still is the best web swinging of any Spider-Man game. Everybody knows it. Just bring it back. Just do that exact same thing again. That's all you need to do. Anyway, they showed Wilson Fisk is in the game. That's cool. He saved a guy in midair. Spider-Man did. He like kicked him off a building, and then right before he fell, he grabbed him, pulled him back down, pulled him back to the rooftop, and set him down and kind of sprayed him, or however. I think he maybe just knocked him out. But anyway, you can spray people down with the web and kind of get them, stick them to the ground, stuff like that, as you'd expect. The Spidey sense stuff is cool. The swinging looks really good, like I said. But 2018, I don't understand why 2018. Movie comes out this year in a month. Why is the game taking until 2018? Whatever. Poor timing on your part, but whatever. 2018, fine. It looks great though. Miles Morales. Yeah, they showed a little thing at the end about Miles Morales, and that was cool. And then the conference ended. There wasn't very much. It was kind of underwhelming. And then a lot of people were like, "Are we done? We done here?" Okay. So the production value of the conference was very cool. So like during Horizon Zero Dawn, the Frozen Wilds, they like had fake snow falling from the ceiling, and then during the Days Gone, they had actual live bodies hanging from the not like hanging from like their neck or dead, but live actors, I guess, hanging from the ceiling and kind of like wiggling around like zombies. So they had cool production value stuff. They had fire coming off the stage, they had mist, they had fog, so it was all really neat, but just underwhelming overall game wise. They didn't show any Last of Us 2, which was weird. No Death Stranding, which I know a lot of people are excited about, so that's weird as well. And Moss was like the only thing even closely towards kids, or cute at all, which is, I mean, that's fine. I understand. The main demographic for gaming is not children, as a lot of people believe. It's actually for older people, but not a single one? Like, no game showed at all? Weird. I guess Moss would be the closest thing, a little mouse that you play as, but just strange. Nothing really cartoony, which I'm sad about, because I like the cartoony style of games. I like seeing things that are cartoony, and all these games look as if they could be in the same game together, and that part bothers me. I don't like every game looking as realistic as possible. I want some things to look cartoony or different, or their own unique art style, and everything else here is just like, oh, how real can we make it look? And it just all looks the same. It all starts blending together, so I don't know. It just didn't seem like there was a lot of fun. There was just a lot of like, here's a game, cold. It was very cold, very dry, very just, here's our games we made. Don't have too much fun with them. It's a serious time. We're very serious today. So, it's all just too serious. Spider-Man, I guess, would be like the most fun thing. I guess that's towards kids, Spider-Man. Obviously. But anyway, it was kind of depressing. It was a little all over the place, just showing game after game, not really giving any time to breathe. And then taking too long on games that I say no one, that I didn't care about, like Days Gone, just giving that too much screen time, because it just didn't look good to me. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. Probably get a lot of hate for this, but whatever. It just seemed like everyone's getting a little bit lazy. And in E3 overall, it just seems like everyone's getting a little lazy. Everyone's just kind of like, okay, we're going through the motions of E3, but there's nothing real super exciting. But I think Sony especially, because they're at the top, they are the top game people right now. And I think they're kind of getting a little lazy on that. I think they're not really bringing enough to the table to warrant that being around for that long. Especially when most of the stuff they mentioned this conference comes out in 2018. So it's been a good year for Sony so far, but still, I mean, you need more. Anyway, it's barely anything. I mean, I guess next year they can obviously show stuff at E3 that year, but that's what I'm saying. How much of this year is going to be at next year? Because Spider-Man was last year's E3, and now it's at this E3. Is it going to be at the next E3? I mean, you can't drag out a game for that long. Announce it when you think it's going to be close to at least coming out, at least a little bit. Don't announce it when it's like 3 years out. It's crazy. But anyway, it was okay all around for everybody's conference. Not really the best. But yeah, they're just all so serious. Not my thing. They like movies more than games, which is cool if you really like that kind of thing. For instance, whenever they showed Days Gone, someone in the audience was bowing to the screen. So obviously, I don't have the opinion of everybody else. A lot of people think the game looks great. I just personally, it's just not my cup of tea at all. So anyway, let me know what you thought, and I will see you guys in the next video. That was cool E3, I guess. Wasn't the best, though. Wasn't that exciting. We kind of knew everything that was going to happen beforehand. But yeah, it was fine. E3 is always an exciting time of year. Just this year was not the most exciting. But anyway, that's it for my E3 videos. Whew, it's been a lot. Been a lot of work, actually. But anyway, that was really fun. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video.